let's see this whole thing now.
In Revit, and I have kind of prepared this project file where we just have kind of this base level, so just the ground level where we have a couple of stores and the entrance to the building. And then above that, I have just modeled one simple floor. Now, if you would like to perhaps follow along and use this project file, you can find all of my Revit project files on my Patreon page, which I am going to include a link to just below this video in the description, and then also up in the cards above. Okay, so now let's check out the groups. So what you want to do here is first you want to prepare this level to be used as a group. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to just make sure that the interior walls have an offset to accommodate the thickness of this floor below, which is then going to be obviously here above as well. So this floor is 150 millimeters thick, or 15 centimeters. So what you want to do with these interior walls is you just want to hold the control key and then select all of the interior walls that we have here. So let's see, we have this one. So we have, well, we do have a lot of them, but you just want to make sure you select each one of those.
All right, let's take a break real quick. I'll just tell you right off the bat, because I have been paying attention. One, like I said in the beginning, you want to make groups for individual units, right? He has what looks like this. Yeah, is it? It's the same unit on both sides, right? So watch later on, he's going to have to make a change on one side and then still have to make a change on the other side, because he's about to make one entire group from the entire floor. That's not productive. At that point, you might as well not make groups and just copy and paste everything up to the upper floors, because there's no point. You use groups for tracking, not just for efficiency, but you use it for tracking. All right. So I'm creating a little demo as we go along. I have to start from scratch. He had a little, storefront ground floor set up already. So we'll see what we can do in the time that we have.
And you only want to select walls, so just like this. And then for this curtain wall, we're just going to be talking about that a bit later on. So once all of these are selected, you just want to go here, and then as you can see, it's set to top constraint unconnected. We can just set it to level 2, but then give it a negative top offset of minus 15 centimeters or 150 millimeters. Let's see what's the problem here. Okay. Oh, this should be up to, let's see. Oh, because we don't have them. So once you have selected all of the walls, you want to go to the properties panel and then just change the height. So I'm just going to reduce that by that 15 centimeters. So instead of 300, this will be to 85, and then click apply. So it's just going to drop them by 15 centimeters all the way around, and that's exactly what we want to do. Okay, so now for the next step, we want to select all of these elements and turn this into a group. So what you can do is here in the 3D view, you can just go to this view cube, and then you can just select all of the elements here, and make sure to select that floor. See how now here, when I go below, see how here it grabs that floor? So now it's selected, now it's not, or highlighted. So you just want to make sure to highlight that floor below as well. And then in this case, because we don't want to use the curtain walls, you just want to hold the shift key, so it's going to give you this little minus sign, and then you just want to remove all of these curtain wall elements from the selection. So just like this. I think we have one more here, so that should be that. Okay, so now once everything is selected, and now you just want to turn this into a group. So you do that by going here to create, and then here you have create group. You can use the GP shortcut. I'm just going to click here to create group, and then you can name it. So you can just call this one floor, and I'm just going to call it type 1, and then just click OK. So now this has been turned into a group. Okay, so for the next step, I'm just going to create some additional levels, because here we only have 2 levels, we don't even have level 3. So let's just go here to one of the elevations, and then here in the elevation, let's go to level, and then type in an offset of 300 millimeters, use the pick lines, and then here we have, oops, this has been named level 7, so let's just rename that level 3. Yes, okay, and then just repeat that. So pick lines, offset 300, and then you just go up. So 4, 5, and then let's go up to 6, and we're just going to stop there. Okay, so once we're here at level 6, so once we have all of that, now what you want to do is, I want to go back here into, let's go to level 2, and then when I select this group, something that you're going to notice is that we have this little coordinate system. So just XY axis, actually it's available in the 3D view as well, it should be there, there we go, so it's there. So basically what this is, it's basically a coordinate system for our group. So usually I like to align this to a specific point. So for example, if you had a building that had grids, this would be kind of at an intersection of some main grids, so usually like grid 1 and grid A or something like that. So in this case, I'm just going to drag this over here in the corner, and yeah, that's going to be it. Okay, so now when I go back to the 3D view, this is what we have. Okay, so once we have this floor here above, now what I'm going to do next is I want to create a completely new group. So why am I creating a new group? Well, that's because I want to make sure that for...
He still hasn't like done anything besides make an entire group out of one floor. Am I right or am I wrong? No, he made the aligning thing. Okay, so about the alignment thing, that alignment thing is good for this purpose right here, okay? And I'll show you, I'll skip ahead here. So I'm creating this exterior base group, okay? This is your box group. Let's call it a box group. You put your base inside of the box, all right? Let's say GP, you group that, let's say unit 1, okay? There you have this. You set that, okay? Now you have some, let's say you have some interior walls, whatever they may be for this moment, okay? Always disallow join. Okay? Oop. What happened? Okay. You see? Not joining. Okay. So now you have these guys, GP group, unit 1 base. Okay. We should really name this unit 1 box. All right. Cool. So, you know, you obviously have a door in there in your box group. Okay. Now, this has a corridor. Here we have to do this as well because the corridor wall is actually going to come. Well, sorry. This here is a corridor wall running south, north-south, right? This here is going to be an exterior wall. Then there's going to be an exterior wall running this way. So we don't really want the exterior wall finishing inward with the corridor wall. What we want is more of this cutting off at this point right here, and this coming all the way to that point, so that the exterior wall can run smoothly along this interior corridor. Okay, so this is going to be our courtyard inside, and this is not a pretty space right here, so I think we can make some adjustments down to, you know, this building later on, but really I'm here to show you how to make groups. Okay, so now once I have this group, how he failed to just copy and paste, you just MM for mirror, you pick your mirror axis line. We had an error there. I wonder what that was. Okay, that means something is going past our axis line. It looks like everything is. Alright. So and make sure that these guys, wherever you have an end cap, right, this is like an open cap here, make sure that is disallow join, like just not allowed to join. Okay. This is fine because this condition is going to remain constant for this particular unit type. This is one particular unit type. It has very certain features, right? It has this interior corner, which is corridor wall. It has a party wall on the right side here, okay? And then it has an exterior wall on the front face, all right? So obviously there are going to be variations to like the windows in each type. Let's not use that. That's just like a huge open, no mullion window. All right, let's, you know, something like that. Okay, so let's finish that group. FG, finish group. All right, we can get back to this. That's fine. But what I want to do now is just create all I want to do is set up my foundation. By setting up your foundation, you are set for success. Like, you have all these base groups, right? Later on, how I like to start my file, if you're working in a multifamily office, I like to have each different unit type out here somewhere in space labeled unit type 1, okay? I make sure that this is unit type 1 box. I make sure that my interior here, oh, let's set that, okay, is, oh, by the way, this is the fun part, okay? Once you set up your foundation, let's just say you have all your boxes set up. Those boxes can be duplicated all the way up, right? We have PP. Sorry, I mislabeled my first few floors, so those are out of whack now. And also, I set these floors up for skyscrapers, so they're like 16 feet tall and 18 feet tall. So, but my point being is that when we're back here, right? Here, let me undo this stuff here. We don't need all this stuff. It's preposterous. Okay. So let's do 12 feet, 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 12 feet. Okay. I don't know where we're at. 470. Why are you doing this to me? Oh, because I didn't relabel this one. You're a jerk. That's just stupid. Okay. There's no other. Yes, you can rename that one. Usually don't hit yes to that. I'm hitting yes to that because this is a brand new project. I do want that to correspond with, you know, any new one I create. So, what are we doing? We're copying this now. Yes, okay, so 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. That should be enough. Yeah, we're at 8. Okay, we can take these, move all these up by, like, let's say 4, just so we can get the ground floor a little bit of space. Okay, and then let's go back to our floor plan. So, what I was saying, right, let's say this is vice versa, and this is empty here. Well, this is also empty here. Okay, this is all the same unit. I know so because I can hit SA, and they're all selected. SA is equivalent to going to select all instances and entire project. You can set that up by going to here, select elements. Nope, sorry. Select, let's see, we'll find it. Select all instances in entire project, SA. These are customized. Select all instances in active option, visible in view. Active option meaning visible in view, or I guess also option, weird. So, they should really be in here. What's this? This one should be here. I mean, it's been doing the same job for me, but that's the right place it should be in. Okay, so there we go. Anyway, so SV, select all in view. Alright, so if there's other unit types in the other floors, it's not selecting them. So I'm not making modifications to them if I want to. If I hit SA, and there are other unit types in the project that we can't see here, they will all be selected, right? So for example, if I control copy, PP, select to selected levels, I'll select to these, right? Now, if I hit SV, we'll get a count of 3. If I hit SA, we'll get a count of 9. This is really great if you want to make like edits to multiple groups, multiple locations all at once, right? If you have a sometimes you can't do a select all on certain things, detail lines, you can't do a select all. Even a select all in view, you cannot do it. But you can do a lot of elements, you know, a lot of family types, doors, so on and so forth, right? So really useful tool. So anyway, like I was saying, also a good thing to note, I don't think it really matters too much, but notice that this is my mirrored one from my original. I'll show you. I can mirror it here again, and I won't have an issue. All right. Okay, so my original point that I wanted to get to, once you have your box groups, you can just go into that box group. You can add to that box group. We can add another group, which is our base group, right? And then our base group will populate every box group we have, okay? So now we just made 10 units, well, 8 units, because these, we're not going to count these, 8 units that have an interior base group that is fully, you know, editable and so forth. But you're not done there yet. You can't leave it within the group within the group. You have to undo it, remove it right away. So you go to edit group, you go to remove, and then you remove the interior group. This will remove it from all the box groups, okay? Because it's working as it's a group function, it's a group tool, it's a group modification, which is what you want. So let's set these guys to let's set these guys to 11. We'll set this to 12, right? He does have one good thing he does here, which is you lower the height of your interior walls, okay? That is very true. You always want to do that because there's going to be lots of things running through. I mean, besides your floor, you're going to have ceilings, you're going to have this and that. And even 1 foot, I think you can lower it even less than that, but depending on your construction, what you've got going on and so forth. But that's a good place to start. So anyway, let's undo all this because I don't think I had that group even actually ready. Right? Let's see here. Okay, so alright, so now we can edit type, duplicate. We're going to make this unit 1.1. It's the same unit, it's just going to have a different, I'll show you in a second. It's just going to have a different wall on the side, right? Because here it's got corridor and then party wall, corridor. So we got to change this corridor to a party wall. Right? And then we can hit space, whatever. It'll flip it on whatever axis it's set on. And then we got to disallow join here. We allowed that join over here because this is a continuous corridor wall. But we have to disallow that here. Make sure to disallow this and the oncoming party wall. So that goes there. This goes here, right? And just so you know, this party wall is 2 layers of gyp, 3.5 stud, and then inch of just cavity space, right? So that when we flip this on its axis right here, you have 2 inches of air space. It's good for acoustics, and it provides you a lot of construction tolerance, which you want all the time, you know. So put that tolerance in there early. You know, I don't like to use generic walls because why? You know what you need. You know what you're going to eventually get to. Just you know, design with like a some intent. Some intent is cool, you know. And we never even changed this to corridor. Okay, so we got to do this. We got to extend these guys down. Alright, finish group. That means this one's not a corridor. thought we did that. Oh, we only did it to that side. That's why. Okay. One thing I really skipped out on: be mindful of where your axis is, right? Your location line. Wherever this cursor point is, this node. If you're gonna change the thickness of this wall later on, it will increase or decrease from this side. So this side will stay in place, and then it will shrink or grow inside of the unit, which is what you want, because you don't really want to encroach in your corridor space unless you can afford to do so. Usually in multifamily developments, you have like just a 7 foot, a 6 foot corridor. No one really does 7 foot unless they're fancy. So that's all. Just be you want to know where that thing is growing into. If you have a property line, let's say, right, and your exterior wall materiality changes, you want this set. Let's say your property line is running across the top axis of this. Then you want the location line to be where it is, so that it can grow away from the property line and not encroach over it. So let's. I'm gonna keep modeling, and I'll let him continue what he has to say.
For this second group, I want to add balconies. So I want to have 2 floor types. One with just just like this, and the second floor type is going to have some balconies. So what I'll do is I'll go here to the project browser. I'm just going to scroll down to groups, expand that node, find model, expand that node, and here we have our floor type 1. I'm just going to right click and go to duplicate, and now it's just going to call it floor type 2 because it realized that this was 1, so then it gave this number 2. Okay, so what you want to do next is just go to the level where that's going to be placed. In this case, that's level 3. Come to level 3, and in this case we cannot really see the building below. That's completely fine. You just go here to the properties, go to underlay, or yeah, let's go to underlay and go with level 2. There we go. So now we can see that, and then here I can simply come to floor type 2, drag this over here, and then I can just kind of place it. See how it grabs it in the bottom left corner? That's
Don't look at my mistake.
because that's where we've placed that coordinate system for our group. So now if I just place it here, it's going to place it in the exact same place where we want to have it. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and now if we go to the 3D view, what you'll see here is that we have just another floor added here above, and this one is the floor type 2. Okay, so now we're just going to be making some edits to this floor type. So what you want to do is you just want to go back to level 3. Here I'm just going to go and uncheck the underlay option because I don't need it anymore. And then let's select this group. And now if you want to make some changes to a group itself, you can. You can just go here to group, edit group, and now it's going to turn kind of yellowish like this. And now you can...
We're making a new corner unit.
Make edits to that group. If I go to the 3D view here, see how everything else is grayed out, but we can make edits to the group. So what I'll do here is I'm simply going to go to, let's see, level 3. Okay, I'm going to delete this window here, create a new wall. So let's go like this, yeah. So then I want to do something like this, so something like a balcony that's going to come in here. Perhaps like that. Okay, then I'm just going to use trim and extend here, and then trim it like so, and like this. Then I'm just going to select the floor here, and then let's adjust the floor as well. So for the floor, let's go like this, go out a little bit, go like that. Perfect. Okay, so here we're just going to have...
You guys see what I'm doing, right? This was a corridor wall, but I have another unit coming on this side now, so this needs to turn obviously into a partition wall. So this needs to be modified. This is already set to disallow, 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 great, disallow, fantastic. Now we have to be mindful of one thing, so this is how we're going to do it. when we have another corridor wall coming this way, right, we're going to have, that's going to come out to like here, right? So we don't want this thing coming to here, and then a corridor wall coming from that side. We want a corridor wall running straight through continuously at this corner, and then this being flush or making some sort of connection with this guy at the right location. So let's say, just for reference, we can do this. We're going to delete this wall, so that's fine. Right, but now I can set this guy here, or I can set this guy here rather, and then this should come here, so we can have some sort of flush surface all the way through, and whatever, so be it. This shortens that way because that just makes sense. Now we can get rid of that. Instead of getting rid of it, we can hit Control C, delete it, and it'll remain in our clipboard, so that we can just PA, paste in place, and it's not a wasted model element, because that would suck. So here we go. Let's do 30 feet. Sorry, let's do... Where are these dimensions coming from all of a sudden? 26 feet? 26, 26. 26 is just a good number. You can play around with it, get like 2 bedrooms out of it, shorten it. If you shorten it a little bit here, you can get a nicer unit there. I don't know. There's certain math you can play around with to get easy variations. Alright, I'm gonna let him keep playing as I finish this out.
Now a little balcony, and then we can fix this here, like so, and here as well. Now you just want to repeat this on the other side. So what I'll do is I'm just going to select this, go to Mirror, Draw Axis, and then just draw a vertical axis like this, and then fix this here as well. So you just want to fix both floors there. Okay. I don't want to attach anything at this point. Okay, so then you can copy these walls as well. So again, draw a mirror, copy them on the other side, get rid of this window, just like that. Okay, so once you're happy with that, then we can just add some, just a curtain wall here or something like that. So I would like to add a curtain wall. So for that, let's go to Architecture, Wall, and then let's go to a curtain wall storefront and set it to go from level 3. Let's go unconnected up to 250. Okay, apply, and then we can come in here, hit the space key, and then we can just place it like so. Okay, place one here as well, just to make sure it's symmetrical. Perfect. And then let's just add some railing there. So let's go to railing, and let's use just a regular line like this. So I'm not going to do anything super complex. I'm just kind of using this for demonstration purposes, and then I can just copy this to the other side by mirroring it like so. Oops, I don't think I can do that. I first have to hit finish. Once I hit finish, then I mirror that to the other side, and then it will work. And now if we go to the 3D view, it's going to look like this. So I think it looks really, really good. We have our balcony. We're happy with the way that things turned out. And now once you have all of this, you can just hit finish, and you have completed your group. So once you have everything kind of in place, then what you can do is you can just copy these things upwards. So because I already have these two groups, I'm just going to hold the control key, select both of these. Oops, let's see what's going on here. Okay, hold the control key, select both groups, and then just to copy them up, you can simply go here to clipboard, go to copy, paste, align to selected level. So we just wanted to go from level 4, and yeah, let's just go to level 4, click OK. So now it should, let's see, it should just copy them up here. There we go. So as you can see here, we have this building where we have basically we have balconies on every other floor.
Alright,
And
guys,
then on the top we can obviously add some sort.
I don't want to make that many variations because I'm not going to finish before, you know, or make anything worthwhile before he's done. God, this is, I don't know if I can't tell if that's straight or not. Okay, it is straight now. Alright, so I think you guys get my idea, right? Let's say I have all these groups, okay? Control copy, PP. Right, I forgot to make the, yeah. You can also do MA, match property. It'll grab the wall height as well, thank goodness. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, stop it. So, you know, we can leave the rest of them, 9 feet or whatever they're set at, only because it's, you know, interior walls, so that's totally fine. But let's go back to our site floor plan real quick, right? Let's take this, and again, really, you can do whatever you want with your interior group here, right? Couch. Let's go fancy here. Let's change our view template real quick. Let's just do an enlarge unit plan, right? So here we go. Now we got this guy here. We can do create similar. We can do table. Table round. We can push this forward. Sorry guys, I am not an interior designer, okay? I will never pretend to be one. Yada yada yada, right? But no. What's going on with this thing? Why does it look so bad? You know. Okay, sorry. Copy that. S-E. Right. Snap and down. You know, guys, I'm just moving fast, you know, I'm not thinking too much through this. I'm just trying to show you how fast you really can be, because, you know, you have someone's sketch that someone probably gave to you, that you're trying to replicate now, right? You have an in-office designer. He already laid everything out for you. Now you just need to put it all on paper. So once you have all these things, I don't know, the world is yours. Right, so you can have this, that. Let's just say you have a whole kitchen here. I finished this group, right? This is currently only. Let's see. Because I'm gonna let you know this, and I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually. But because we already populated some units with this interior group, and I need to populate more units with this interior group, I'm going to undo the unpopulating of this interior group that I did before. The way I'm going to do that really easy without going anywhere else, right? I'm going to just click this, select it, select all instances in entire project, or SA, which is a shortcut you should set up, and then deselect just one, and then hit delete. Now there's only one in the entire project. I would bet $1 million if I had it that there's only one in this entire project. Okay? So, now that we have that, we can mirror this along the center line. We have to adjust this one a little bit because the other one has a slight modification to it. Now, the importance of keeping each unit separate like this, right? You know how I was mad at this guy for, or will be mad at this guy for making changes to one group and not documenting it in any sort of way? I don't have to remember that this interior group shifts to the right a little bit and that this unit is slightly different from this one. Although they look exactly the same, right? But when I look here, this is unit 1.1. This is unit 1. Well, it should be 1.0 for clerical sake. But you get my gist, right? Now I know. I'm keeping good record. Now, I didn't make any adjustments to the interior group, or else I would make adjustment to the naming as well. All we did was move this. So that's no adjustment. So that stays the same. So that's beautiful. So now we can mirror this along this axis here. Well, no, actually we don't have to do that at all. Let's check it out. This is a one-off. This is a one-off. Okay, these will exist here. These guys exist right here, so I don't have to populate manually anywhere here. Alright, this is its own thing, and then this is its own thing. So this is what I'm gonna do. This guy, and let's do a 3D view as well here. Also, I'm going to do a select all BX. That will give me a section box of that selection. Alright. And then also my section box, it's nice to have a section box that looks different from everything else. So I like to do like a large dash. And then just a lighter color so it's not in my face. Right? I don't know, teach their own. And for, just so we can see a little better, let's just make a floor real quick. Okay, it's gonna be simple. Alright, since I'm gonna yell at this guy for not putting his floors to the face of stud, let's put it to the face of stud so we don't make the same it's not rookie mistakes. I'm sure if he was working in an office he'd be mindful of that. But I just want to make sure that everyone else is mindful of that as they watch and learn from anyone online, right? So I'm just creating this floor plate just so we don't see weird lines like this everywhere. So shore concrete on the first floor, we'll copy paste to the second floor just so we can change the type. Let's do a wood. Alright. Well, yeah, let's do wood all the way up here. Okay. Alright. So, to populating a model, right? Oh my god. Also, fun fact, here we go. I'm glad we get to do this, so we can cover multiple stuff. So, here we can go 68, 15, 14. I think these are golden numbers. Just don't play around with it. Just use them. My friend Jack Katzbach taught me this when I first started working with him at an office. And he gave me those numbers. I never questioned it. They turn out beautiful. These are the results. Soft, nice. You get the shadows, but they're not overpowering. I have no idea where this oh, these are the grids. Why are they showing up like that? Okay, so back to populating the model. Okay, so we have these one-off units, right? Which are being cut out. Okay. So we have these one-off units, right? You can see our base group down here. Okay. Now, I'm gonna like we did before. I'm gonna take the box group. I'm gonna add the interior group. I'm gonna finish. And now, all of the unit ones have been populated with all the unit one bases, right? So remember, we have to go back in here, edit group, remove the base group, the interior group. You have to, or else you'll get a lot of errors down the road. And always remember, everything is detached from. Ooh. See, you always want to review every single unit before you deploy, right? We had that little mistake here. Now I don't know where that mistake happens anywhere else, or if I'm encroaching on anything, but it seems like we're fine. So we've disassociated the interior group from the exterior group. Great, right? We can select that independent. We can select those independently, and then we can select these independently. Great. So now, same thing. We'll select the unit 1.1 box. We'll add the interior base group. We'll do a finish. And then just like that, bada bing, bada boom, you have all 6 floors populated with that unit type, right? So we have to select any unit 1.1 box, the exterior. We have to go back in there, and then remove the interior group. Okay, hit finish, and just like that, they are separate from the box groups, and the box groups are separate from the interior groups. And any change I make to the interior group will be reflected in the entire model. Okay? So as you can see on the left side, the shift in the wall. So, I mean, these are the kind of methods you want to maintain while building a multifamily unit, right? Because now you have real control. Because like I said, once you make one modification somewhere, it's made everywhere else, and you don't need to. You just don't need to play around. See, just like that. You know, I literally just made one little click on one unit, and everything is done. And look, it's a really beautiful looking drawing already. Whereas the other thing is like it's literally nothing yet, and it's so much smaller. And look how much we just accomplished, right? So we can keep going, and we can build out this entire unit. But I think you guys get the gist. So like even in this guy here, right? We can do another. Let's do 12 since this is a generous size unit. We can do that. Create similar CS. I don't know if you guys know how to do that or use that guy. So FG finish group. You know, and there we have it. I mean, simple as that. Like. There's no need to grab an entire floor. You don't want to grab an entire floor. You want to be able to sheet this stuff, right? Because once you have a sheet here, you want to go to you want to go place a view. You can just go to your models here. Go to a unit. Unit 1 base. Let's say you're in a you're drawing a unit here. You have to dimension everything, right? You wonder where do I put all this? Well, there you go. You take this, you put it right there. It lines up perfectly. You check that guy, you check that guy. These alignments align, so you're set. And now you can start dimensioning. You can start adding all sorts of notes, right? Probably don't want to dimension that. so on and so forth, man. So this is why you want to keep things separate. It gives you a lot more control. It's a lot faster because, as you notice, he made like one change and then he had to make that change again just for the same change to be applied to the other place, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So, I'm sorry this isn't like, you know, a really fine, beautiful, laid out, finished piece. Here, I'll pull up a project now so we can take a look. Alright, so this is a project I did. This took, honestly, the parking garage itself. This was a lot of fun. By a lot of fun, I mean a lot of work. Boy, oh boy, was this a lot of work. But it only took like a week. But it's, you know, it's like a fully functioning. It's perfectly done. All right, sorry. All right. Beside the point. I'm sorry. This I did within a, you know, probably less. I think like within a week, right? But here I'm just selecting all the units, right? So we have a unit C2.0. There's only 5 of them in this project. Now, some of them might live in the distance because I told you I'd really like to keep like record of the units, but I don't think I did that in here because I'm not sure why. They have to be somewhere. But anyway, so you can see how complex this project is, right? But all of a sudden, you know, I'm exercising complete control of it, you know, because I know on sheet exactly what my C2.0 is. And whenever I make a modification here, I know I'm making it only to this unit, which is already sheeted somewhere. And you know, I don't have to second guess myself. The contractor doesn't have to send me RFIs or any, you know, give me unnecessary calls about information that really is already there. Because we do a really good job of tracking it this way, right? So again, this is why when you work with groups, it's really important to know exactly what you're doing with them. And this is the only reason I'm you know, doing these videos, is just to make people aware of these decisions that they make and the impact that they have on their drawings and stuff, right? So here, let's see. I mean, these guys should be populated with an interior group. If not, let's see here. Visible in all views. Okay. Okay. So, there you have it, right? You see that this unit is already being used all over here as well, but something tells me, I don't know, I'm just having a hunch that the exterior group is not going to be the same. Let's find out. So it's not the same, right? So this is a unit A1.0. This interior base is an A1.0 base. But this exterior group is a A1.0-C. So obviously we use some naming conventions where a C might denote, you know, a facade change. A 0.1 might mean that it's a slight dimensional adjustment, right? It's same unit, but it grew by 3 inches. But still, that's a modification, and that's still, you know, a variation that you need to document. But again, things like this, right? It's tough to manipulate an entire building of this caliber when you don't have everything set up exactly the way it needs to be. If all these walls, let's say, right, were able to join right here and here, if I make an adjustment, right, then that adjustment might make this wall shift or any, you know, or this wall shift because I'm allowing them to join. I don't want to point this one out because I just don't want to point it out, but I don't know what's happening here. We must have had some... Okay, so this is probably an electrical room. An electrical room with an IDP closet. So what's going on here? I don't know. I'm not seeing the whole picture. But either way, there shouldn't be an overlap there, and I'm disappointed in that. And there's this offset there, so this is probably just wrong here. So we can, I didn't know what I was editing there, so I'd rather cancel out. So let's see. Let's align that to that. I'm not even working on this project, but So I did do a join here, I think, for a cleaner connection. Yeah, so it's not like a dark line all the way across. That was probably ill-advised, because if I do that here, then I have to do it everywhere else, so that was just stupid. We can also bring this guy back to where it belongs, so it's not overlapping. I selected this group, and I was expecting to see a warning sign up here, but I didn't. Probably would have gotten if I selected the wall within the group, though. But anyway, you guys see what's going on. The green lines, purple lines, they're denoting, the perimeter extents of the unit, I guess, for alignments that we need to do later on. Because again, they get intricate, as you can see with all these units here. It becomes really, really intricate. I'm trying to select this one. We have 141 units that are all unit B 1.0, right? That's 141 units with B 1.0, but only 61 box units. So there's different variations of our B 1.0. See B 1.1-A, but it still has a B 1.0 base. So, and let's see what the variation here is. I guess we didn't get to finishing this off, but how you would modify this, right? Because all this is an extension of this partition wall. So we're not. I wouldn't recommend creating an entire new unit base that is worth 141 counts inside the model just for an extension of this. What I would do, which is visually a better way to keep track of things as well, is just create that variation as part of the box group, right? So as the box group now, I would create a wall, go from here to there, match that wall. Where's that wall? Oh my gosh, I drew that wall somewhere, and I don't even know what plane I was on. I shouldn't have drawn that wall. Oh, there it was. Here we go. So I'll just do a match property, match that to that. It didn't come up for me. What floor are we on? 4, 10, 6. So let's do 4. 9 is fine. I don't care. Go here, go here. Remember, we want to disallow join. Disallow join. I'm extending to there. Extending to there. Again, why did that join? I don't want that. That was weird. Okay, there you go. So again, I don't want it to join to here, because this wall might grow in height or shrink in height, and I don't want that to be affecting this or vice versa. And I don't want this wall to affect this wall, because if it affects this wall, then it affects a group. And if it modifies a group, and I'm not the one modifying the group, but it modifies it for me, I don't know what it did. I don't know how it modified it. I have no control over any errors that might come up. And when you're dealing with a project that is over 400 units, you don't want to be in that realm with those kind of errors. It's no bueno. Okay, so now floors. Never put the floor as part of your group, ever. The floor is its own entity. The floor is the floor, okay? I love how I got a floor overlap error. Why would I get a floor overlap error? What did I just do with a floor that I'm getting? Like, these are all walls. Right, see, so I'm getting, okay, let's just finish this out. Let's do finish group, and then we can see what it's talking about. Finish group, sorry, I just X'd out of it real fast. Hit OK. Alright, now we're going to just select all. And then I can see over here. I see, okay, so. Alright, again, you know, this was, what, 4 or 5 years ago, so I don't really remember where I left off, but this, I took the opposite approach and I extended this wall, and there must have been some reason for that, and maybe that didn't get translated over here yet. So again, this is the fun stuff, right? So let's go back.
Roof. So if I just go to,
you know what?
level 6.
Why go back? You guys get my gist. I hope you got something from this. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will answer any questions you have. If you want to send me a project file for me to like work on to show you personally how I would go about it, please do so. I would have so much fun showing you like you know, new methods that I deploy in all my projects with all of my people, and we move projects through like shit through a goose. It's not a very common saying, but we should make it. We should make it one. So yeah, okay. Again, I hope you learned something. Please let me know what you thought. I'm happy to do more videos like this. I would have loved to just create a video about groups, but I'm starting out fresh. This is my first video. I keep making videos that are like boring. I'm like, oh, I don't want to show this. So I think this is at least a good way to give some context to what's going on, without just saying, oh, here's how to make a group. And I think that was the hardest part. This gave me some context. I don't mean to badmouth the Balkan Architect. I think he is putting out a lot of great work for a lot of students, for a lot of people who are learning Revit. I just think there's a certain way of doing things that are okay when just dabbling with the program, and then there's other ways of doing things when you're in an office working with serious money on the table. And to be honest, any money is serious money, so always treat it that way. And you can do so one way by managing your groups, your units accurately. Okay, so thank you for joining me. This was fun. Again, please let me know what you thought in the comments below. I'd love to answer any questions you have. And great meeting you all. Okay, thanks. Bye.